lush greenlands to the cascading waterfalls. Wonders of the world. The oldest habitat of territories on Earth. Rich cultural heritage. A continent of 1.1 billion people. Second largest and most populous. A continent pregnant with possibilities. Home to 30% of Earth's mineral resources. 50% of its people under 25 years. Africa, the land of the great. Our spirit, resilient. Our enterprise, profitable. Our future, inspiring. Africa is inspiring. Be inspired.
I'm a bit concerned about human capital development in Africa. Employability is key. Year in, year out, we churn out graduates from different tertiary institutions. If you go way down, middle-level education, secondary schools still churn out graduates who may not need to proceed. So it's important that we begin to build skill. A Yoruba proverb would say that the child who did not train today will sell the house we built. In the Yoruba language, train and build mean the same thing. It's important that we build skill. I was chatting with a young man who lives in Canada. He explained to me that his family is making more money from plaiting hair the African way for some Westerners and even Nigerians who live in diaspora for over $100, some $200 per session, just per hair they make. And I did a little bit of my own mathematics to find out that they obviously earn more than some white-collar job persons in my country. So it's also possible that we can earn income, shore up our currencies that are facing a lot of challenges in Africa by exporting skills and services. Nigeria alone has over 5,000 items that can be exported. The challenge I have with that is that a lot of them are in raw form, and we export them in raw form, and then at the end of the day, it's also brought back to us, and we suffer double jeopardy. The next is that we've not built enough capacity, or we've not taken advantage of the capacities already built by a lot of our people who have gone out there to be trained in different parts of the world, and who are waiting to be allowed to come back in here to work together with those who are at home to build the capacity of Africa. I keep saying that the government, and when I say the government, I mean people in position of authority, because we all are the government. I believe that those who have the capacity to create that space for our brothers in diaspora to come back home, to help join forces with those of us at home, to look inwards and look around to see what we could do with what God has already given us, which lie under our feet, which lie between our ears. It's important that we build that environment for them to come home and join forces for us to build capacity. It's important that we understand that if we do not train our people today, they will not be able to compete in the global marketplace. And out there, it's war. It's war. The economies of many countries of the world are facing challenges, and everyone is looking to either be on the positive side of OPM, which I call other people's money, or on the receiving end of it. If we continue to consume, we'll be victims of other people's money. But if we have what the world needs, if we keep giving back to the world, we will make a quality exchange. So we take the things we do not have in Africa and give back some things that we have. I believe strongly that the people of the world do not really need Africa to be a beggarly continent. The people of the world need Africa to be a participant in the global football playing market space, where we play our wing, wear our jersey, and take our position, and actually just do score the goals. And for us to score the goals, we actually need to set an agenda and build capacity, so when we get on the pitch of life, we're able to give back to the world and be recognized for what we can give. There's nothing wrong with Africa. The only thing wrong with us is just the way we think right now. And we need to consider the fact that the colonial masters, because of their own agenda, and you don't blame them, they definitely were going to do things that will favor them. So when they came here, after von Bismarck in 1884 had the Scramble and Partition for Africa conference, the decision was made to take effective occupation of every territory. And all that was done was to advance the cause of Europe. Now that we've come into our own, it's important for us to understand that the type of education given to us will not take us to tomorrow. It's only the definition of madness to keep doing one thing over and over again, expecting a different result. For us in Nigeria, we know quite well that the education given to us by the British was just for their own benefit. And you don't blame them, okay? With a sickle in one hand and the Holy Book in another hand, they just came to exploit. It's given. That's what they wanted. But it's time for us to rise up and face them in the battlefield and say it is time. The young ones have grown up. They gave us academic education, gave us administrative education, and left off financial intelligence. It's important for us to understand what financial intelligence is. Once we understand what it is, then we'll be able to compete and be able to do the right calculations out there, the right negotiations, and be able to sign the right agreements, and be able to domesticate all of the agreements that happen out there in different bilateral platforms and different multilateral platforms. So when we go for the United Nations General Assembly, what do we say? We should be able to stand up and address the world and speak in very clear terms and say, Africa has arrived and Africans are ready to play. And we're good to go. I'm excited that there are youth parliaments and there are young people who understand the same language these people understand. And my people will always tell you, a traveler is wiser than a gray-haired man. We have young Nigerians, young Africans that are inventing things and are competing with the world. The Jelali Aliyus and the other young people who are inventing things, designing the best Chevrolet cars, playing in the best platforms. When it comes to football, we do well. When it comes to boxing, we box well. When it comes to whatever, Africa is number one. We need to keep dreaming and keep believing. It's possible.